Hello everyone and welcome back to Channel 12 News with Jack and
Shaylor.
And today we're in the studio with some exclusive news on the Constitutional Convention today, going down as we speak.
The convention was called to address the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. George Washington told us earlier some of the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation, and the biggest reasons called for change is that there's no national court system and each state only gets one vote regardless of size. With some more weaknesses are amendments require the consent of all states, a 9 to 13 majority to require to pass any laws. There is no executive power to enforce the acts of Congress, and Congress is powerless to levy taxes and regulate commerce.
In other words, we just got news that a new agreement has emerged from inside Independence Hall, where each enslaved person is now counted as 3/5 a person when determining a state's population for taxation, for representation in Congress. Now we'll send it to Jake, who's outside Independence Hall. Good evening, Philly. I'm Jake Self, and we are coming to you live from outside of Independence Hall, where apparently some major changes are taking place inside. Delegates from 12 of the 13 states are here to discuss what is wrong with the Articles of Confederation. The delegate from Rhode Island sadly could not make it tonight. After today, the United States might have an entirely different way of running things. That might not be good, I don't know. The new Constitution is said to form a much more stronger and more perfect union. We're being told there's 3 new law proposals going on inside. The Virginia Plan, which is calling for a strong national government with 3 branches, legislative, judicial, and executive, and a bicameral legislature with representation based on population. The New Jersey Plan, which is calling for a unicameral legislature, where each state would have equal representation regardless of population. And the compromise that they ended up coming to, which is known as the Great Compromise or the Connecticut Compromise, is a bicameral house legislature where the House of Representatives have representation based on population and the Senate has equal representation among every state. We're being told this is satisfying both small and large states. Now we'll send it to Rima with an exclusive interview from inside Independence Hall.
Thank you, Jake. Hi, I'm here with Alexander Hamilton. Alexander, how are you doing on this fine evening?
Pretty good. How are you, Rima Phones?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for asking. So, I heard about the Federalist Papers. How's that going?
The papers are going smoothly. Me, James Madison, and John Jay have been collectively working on them, which consist of 85 essays that argued for approval of the new in government.
Wow, sounds intense. Could you give us a few more of your thoughts on this?
It seems to have been reserved to the people of this country by their conduct and example to decide the important question: whether societies of men are really capable or not of establishing good in government and reflection and choice.
Nice. One last question, Alexander, and then I'll let you go, because I know how busy your schedule is. Could you explain to the viewers the difference between a Federalist and an anti-Federalist?
Of course I can. A Federalist is people who support the ratification of the Constitution, in other words, an advocate of a strong, central federal union. And anti-Federalists are just the opposite. They are people who are opposed of the ratification of authority, a ratification of the Constitution, which basically means they don't want a stronger federal government. Anti-Federalists wanted a bill of rights that protected individual liberties added to the Constitution.
Thank you for clearing that up for the viewers. Now that's all for today, and thank you for listening to this week's interview segment featuring Alexander Hamilton. Now to LStack 1717 with his opinion on the convention.
Hello, I'm LStack 1717, and I believe the process of electing a president is quite the hassle. I believe we should just pick somebody and hope they do a good job. Haha, I'm just joking. The way the government set up this process is quite a smart way to go about it. Federalists agree and anti-Federalists disagree, but I do believe the government did a good job. Now we will send it to Taylor Young, with this week's segment of Hot or Not.
Hello, and thank you for having me on this week's segment of Hot or Not. I'm Taylor Young, and I will be telling you about what is in and out in Philadelphia right now. 1780s style, a couple of things that are in right now are powdered hair for men, hanging of criminals, chewing tobacco, and perfume. Perfume is a main product that is popular because everyone wants to smell good, absolutely. Most people don't have running water, so taking a small shower was a chore for sure. A few things that aren't in right now are drinking water, daily or even weekly baths, and wigs for men. As I said before, baths are very uncommon right now. Drinking water hasn't been consumed as much as because people have been saying it weakens physical strength, so instead pool people are drinking cider, tea, or ale. That's it for this week's segment. Stay tuned for next week for more exciting Hot or Not. Now to Emma with the sports.
Thanks, Taylor. I'm Emma Jones here with today's sports. Right now, our most popular sports are horse racing, cricket, and boxing. Horse racing is gaining major traction in professional sports. Next week is the first ever running of the Epsom Derby. This is going to be a very important and popular horse racing event. Right now, the Hambledon Club cricket team is on the way to compete the Marylebone Cricket Club. As of right now, Hambledon Club is ranked number 1 and the Marylebone Cricket Club is ranked number 2. This should be a very intense matchup. Right now, boxing is at its peak and everyone is considering it the golden age of boxing. This is our special guest.
Number one
Lucas
boxer in the
Carroll.
world.
Okay, he's a boxer, I guess. That's it for now. Thank you for tuning in on this week's update on Channel 12 News. See you next time.